Once Henson's $160,000 individual bond is in place, he'll hold the position until the county finds someone to fill it permanently. Resumes are being accepted now through December 8th. Henson says he will apply. Now that early voting has begun, political signs like these are out in full force. But do these signs and political ads really affect how citizens vote? This high-powered rifle has the capability of shooting 650 rounds per minute. And because of its accuracy, officers say that they feel better prepared. Now all you have to do is walk up to the bar, show your ID, and order a drink. The city spent nearly $20,000 preparing a grant application. The plan was to renovate this 80-year-old cotton gin to house the Chamber of Commerce, the Visitor Center, and additional meeting space. This was the city's last piece of the puzzle for the Transportation Enhancement Project. They planned on building a bridge connecting the hike and bike trail with the cotton gin. In the past, people that could not afford a funeral had the option to be cremated or buried. But as of January 1st, indigents will no longer have that option. The county will only pay for cremation.
Ultimately comes back to the public, right?
No, sir.
Where would it reside?
The crowd didn't hold back when TxDOT officials spoke at a public hearing held by the State Transportation and Homeland Security Committees in Austin today. Hundreds of people were there trying to convince committee members to overturn the Trans-Texas Corridor bill, which passed in June 2003. If the Senate overturns the bill, it would then go to the House for a vote. But even if the House and the Senate vote against it, Governor Perry can veto it, and the project would continue. John and Kelly, county officials hope adding a 3 to 4% tax to hotel bills in Bell County will pay for the 150,000 square foot addition. The wind is blowing so hard it almost knocks you off your feet. And for drivers on I-35, it's not much easier. John and Kelly, around 8:30 this morning, Guadalupe Salazar and the baby were in this back bedroom when a fire believed to have been started by lit candles broke out at the other end of the house. Guadalupe Salazar had no idea her home was on fire when relatives rushed inside to get her and the baby out.
She was in the bedroom, and then she heard her brother and her daughter crying out to her to get out of the house because she was catching on fire and she was going to burn herself, to leave everything there. So she got her little boy she takes care of, and she just ran outside.
Once outside, Salazar and her family watched as their home went up in flames. Firefighters were unable to salvage the home, but Salazar says she's thankful no one was hurt or killed.
She wasn't worried about the material or anything in her house. All she was worried about was the little baby she takes care of. I mean, the materials can be replaced or stuff like that, you know, it takes time or whatever, but just for the little boy, she was afraid something was going to happen, you know.
The Salazar family lived in this home for several years, but in a matter of minutes, they lost everything they owned. However, thanks to a good Samaritan, they won't be homeless for long.
I have a mobile home that y'all welcome to have if you want it.
McKee says the travel trailer isn't anything extravagant, but to Salazar, it means a lot.
She says she's very thankful for it. Thank you, and God bless you. And right now,
the family lost everything, including cash Salazar's son had been saving to make truck payments. If you would like to help the Salazar family, you can contact Sarah Chavez at 254-723-7353. Meanwhile, the travel trailer is already here, and the Salazar family will be spending the night next to their burned-out home. Live in Chilton, Stacy Weaver, NBC6 News.
All right.
The program started in 1993 to help low-income families who own their own home, but due to financial limitations, haven't been able to maintain the home. County officials say the appraisal office mistakenly had two deeds for the same property, and although the Cervics were paying property taxes on one, the other deed, unknown to the Cervics, became delinquent. Where Central Texas began using the WHO program, which stands for We Help Ourselves, 3 years ago to help teach children in kindergarten through junior high anti-victimization skills. Amtrak officials say they had the biggest November ever, and although they don't have December's numbers in yet, they say if the trend continues, they expect the number of people traveling by train to exceed 2 million nationwide. Amtrak officials here in Temple say that on an average day they sell around 30 tickets, but during this holiday season, tickets have soared to close to 100 a day. These passengers say they're taking advantage of low ticket prices and leaving their gas guzzlers at the train station.
I chose the train because it's less expensive than the bus and it's a more comfortable ride.
All aboard!
It's just kind of nostalgic, I think. It's kind of fun. Something that people don't do very often anymore. I like it.
It's ridiculous what they charge to fly to a place like this. So they want me to come. They put me on the train.
Okay, engineer, whistle off. Let's get them go moving.
In Temple, Stacy Weaver, NBC6 News. That includes anybody, whether it's a newborn baby or the elderly. And the new requirement will also apply to all military personnel traveling on leave. John and Kelly, things are looking pretty good right now here on I-35. But as you can see by this jackknifed 18-wheeler, it was a very different story earlier today. Kelly and John, Harker Heights police say around 8 this morning, Amanda Marie Ware and a friend were at this intersection of 2410 and Stillhouse Lake Road on that island when an 18-wheeler turned southbound and hit the two while they waited to cross the road. John, Killeen is not the only district reviewing its training policies. Other schools throughout Central Texas are also taking a look at their programs because of the tragedy. It's just after 8 in the morning, and this is the route that Amanda Ware and so many other cross-country runners took every day. And as you can see, traffic is heavy. Several 100,000 people spend their days and nights in a nursing home. And although some are loved and visited often, others are left there to spend their last days alone. Christmas Day is no different. Imagine sitting and waiting for a family member or loved one to come pick you up for the holidays, but no one ever comes. That's the way it is for many people in nursing homes.
Oh, they'll come in about 15 minutes come, another 20, nothing. And then they themselves say, well, they must be doing something, they're busy. But I know it hurts them a lot.
Myrna Sahagan is the activities director for Bellhaven Nursing Center. She says 89% of her residents have no visitors on any day, let alone the holidays.
It's either Christmas or New Year's or 4th of July or Halloween. It's sad for everybody, not for me alone.
Johnny Northcutt has a very supportive wife who visits him frequently, but he says it's still hard around the holidays.
It doesn't seem like Christmas at all, because you don't hear Merry Christmas or anything like that going on with the little children, and little children not saying Merry Christmas and decorating and all.
Some residents say all they'd like for Christmas is for someone to come visit them and to know they're still cared for. In Killeen, Stacy Weaver, NBC6 News.